Okay, in the last class, like we have started, to work on Maya, and we have just seen the user interface part. Let us start the session from today. Okay, did you all explore the navigational buttons here? Let's say, for example, I create a sphere. Alt plus left mouse button is panning. Alt plus middle mouse button is tracking. Alt plus right mouse button is dollying. So did you all able to explore these things? Kumalo, Bayabonga, Bayanda, Mei. Any doubts in that?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, we'll continue from here. Okay, so let us start with the modeling part. So from the status bar, the second bar is a status bar. Here I'm picking modeling. Okay, and I'm in modeling shelf, poly modeling shelf. Okay. Similarly, we have curve shelf, surface shelf also. Surface is also in another sort of modeling that we will do later. So now, just make a note. This is poly modeling. This is, let's say, polygon surface. Okay. I'll go to curves and surface. Here we have NURB sphere. NURBS is also called surfaces. Okay. Let me explain you here. Okay. It is flickering. So there are three types of modeling. You have to make a note. There are three types of modeling. Okay. First one is polygon modeling. Second one is NURBS modeling, which is also called as surface modeling. And the third one is sub-D modeling. Subdivision modeling. Okay. So polygon modeling is hard surface modeling. Okay. NURBS is soft surface modeling. And subdivision is sub-D is the combination of both poly and NURBS. Okay. NURBS stands for non-union. NURB stands for non-union rational B-splines. Okay, which is there in the theory part also. Basically, NURBS models are generated or created using curves. Okay, whereas polygon or hard surface. Subdivision is a combination of both. In a simple way, if I'm explaining, um, I think it is getting stuck here. One sec. Seems the screen is flickering. I don't know why. Okay, until it resolves, let me give some more points on the shortcuts, the types of shortcuts. I think seems it should work now. Yeah. Okay, this is a surface model. This is a polygon model. Means surface sphere, polygon sphere. By default in Maya, there are certain shapes or 3D objects. When I come to polygon, you can see sphere. You can see this is a cube. Okay. And this is the center of the grid. So let's say, for example, if I create something, it automatically comes and falls in a center of this particular grid. That means this point, this is origin. Okay, this is the center. If you can notice here at the left corner, you have x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. That defines this is x-axis. This particular right side from here to here is x-axis. Y is this one. Z is this axis. This axis is z. Okay, as I move my cursor, this is the z-axis. Okay, which represents the depth part. Okay, so now, as I said, there are certain objects, 3D objects are by default, which are available here in Maya. I mean, polymodeling. Polymodeling does consist of sphere, cube, cylinder, cone. This is torus. This is torus. Okay. Or even you can call it as a pipe, but basically this is torus. And you have plane. This is plane. Okay. You have a plane. So what I'm doing, I have picked a polysphere. You can see this is a polysphere. When you select the object, even it says in the channel box, it says what it is. Okay. And when I select this is NURB sphere. You can see here. Now I'll come to surface. Even the surface do have the similar objects the way it was in poly. You have surface sphere, surface cube. Means surface is also called as NURBS. That's why I'll be using NURBS and surface terminology here. NURBS sphere, NURBS cube, NURBS cylinder, cone, plane, torus. Okay. These are NURBS object, and from here, whatever you see, these are NURBS tools. These are curves. You have ready curves. A circle is there, a square curve is there. These are curvy, okay, curvy objects. So the difference, what I wanted to tell is, this is a poly object, this is NURBS object. You can see what mesh is available here. Means what is a sort of mesh which do form a polysphere. Okay, there are a lot of mesh. If I press 4, you see wireframe. To see wireframe of an object, this is called wireframe. To see wireframe of an object, we have to press 4. I'll press 1 now. I'll select this and I press 1. Okay, 5, I have to see the object. So that's the reason I'm gonna write few shortcuts. 1, hard mode. 2, you have to make a note. Everyone make a note. Soft mode. No, 2 is the sub-D mode. 3 is a soft mode. 4 is a wireframe mode. 5 is object mode. Once you are in wireframe mode, to resume back to object mode, let's say for example I'm in wireframe mode, right? I'm in object mode. Press 4, you see wireframe, right? Press 5, you will see object. Okay. Similarly, 6, lighting mode, light mode or lighting mode. 6 is a texture mode, not lighting mode. 7 is a texture, 7 is a lighting mode. And by default, Maya comes with an light. Okay, I'll just keep it here. Let me know once you have, once you make a note of it. Hard mode, 1 is hard mode, 2 is subd mode, 3 is soft mode, 4 is wireframe mode, 5 is object mode, 6 is texture mode, 7 lighting mode. Is it done? Did you all make a note? Kumalo, May?
We are not done, sir.
You're not done. Okay. I'll place it, means I'll be in this page only. Let me know once done, I'll go to the next step. Okay, in the meantime, I think it's better you make a few more shortcuts. I'll mention. X, snap to grid. C, snap to curve. V, snap to point. Okay. G, repeat last tool. Whatever tool we have taken in the previous one, it will repeat again if you press G. T, target. F, focus. So once for all, you take a list. So in the upcoming classes, you will get to know when we use these tools. Control plus D, duplicate. To duplicate any object, you have to press Control plus D. Shift plus D is duplicate special. You will get to know what is duplicate special. I'll let you know that also. Control plus G is group. Control plus space. Toggle between perspective and orthographic view. Okay, control plus space, if you do, you will toggle between perspective and orthographic view. What else is there? Alt plus B. Alt B, you can change the background. Change the background. Color. Change the background color. D. Only D or insert key. D or insert key to change pivot point. To change pivot. point. I'll let you know what is pivot point also. I'll let you know. Plus or minus to increase or decrease the size of pivot point. Are you all making a note?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do let me know once it is done. Guys, is it done? Bye Bunga, bye Andami, Kumalo. Is it done? Can you check so that I'll go to the next, next one? Any response?
Yes, we are done, sir.
Great. So simple. 1 C hard mode, 2 subd mode, 3 soft mode, 4 wireframe mode, 5 object mode. If any texture is there, you can see when you press 6. 7 is a lighting mode. Already there is a light in the scene. 7 is a lighting mode. It's okay now. So now control N, it is all same. Control N is a new scene. Control O open scene. Control S save scene. Control Z undo. Shift Z redo. Okay, these are all same. So now what I'm doing is, let's say I'm taking a nerve sphere. Okay, so as I was saying, Control D, duplicate, right? Let me duplicate this. Main thing, I'm doing this particular task for you to understand how does this navigation works in Maya. I want all of you to, practice this holding Alt plus leftmost button, middlemost button, rightmost button. You should understand panning, tracking, okay, dolling, okay. Since this is your first 3D tool. So I have a nerve sphere. See, I'm in modeling. I'm in curves or nerve surface. I have taken nerve sphere and I duplicate this. What is the shortcut for duplicate? It's Control D, right? I press Control D. I press Control D. What happened? See, I press Control D. In the result here in the bottom, it says nerve sphere 2. Where is that sphere? Can anyone tell me where is that sphere? Guys, you have to be interactive, especially in Maya session. Okay, let's do one thing. Unmute yourself. Anyone, take a lead. Just tell me where is the spear. Okay, I'll ask Kumalo. Can you tell me where is the spear? It's okay, man. If you give a wrong answer also, it's okay. I don't mind. I'll explain you. Where is the spear when I duplicate this?
I think it's on the original sphere. You just have to move it from the first
Oh,
sphere.
very good. See, when I duplicate the spear, the duplicated spear also, it is in the same place because it doesn't know where to go. Simple. So now I'm just moving it, right? Now, again, if I duplicate, even see nerve sphere 3, it is in the same place. Again, you can move it. Now, see, Maya is really intelligent here. Maya is calculating the distance from here to here. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna delete this. So Maya knows sphere 1 is here. How does it know? So everything is tracked here. The polysphere translate x in x-axis minus 9.855. In that position, you have sphere. Now when I duplicate, you get one more sphere. Okay, I duplicate, I get one more sphere. And when I move this, you see on the right hand side, this particular area, automatically the value will change, right? So Maya has stored this information, okay, in the backend. Now, from here to here, what distance this particular sphere has traveled, that particular information Maya does have. Now, when I press Shift D, let's say I'm select this, Control D, duplicate. I placed here from here to here the information Maya has stored. Now, when I press Shift D, automatically that much translation, okay, in particular axis, in x-axis, the next object will create automatically. Means what is that? From A, assume, let us, this sphere is A and this is B. Once we duplicated, means once we receive B, when I move from A to B, what is the distance? That distance is stored, and when I select the when I'm selecting the object B, and when I do Shift D, that is duplicate special, the calculated distance will automatically be kept for this particular object. That is Shift D. See, Shift D. See, it keeps coming. Now what I do? Let me take a cube, NURBS cube. So I have a NURBS cube here, and I'm gonna scale in this axis. I'm gonna scale in this axis, right? I'm gonna scale in this axis. I make it bit, thin, and I'm gonna select this like this. So now, very important thing, especially NURBS cube, NURBS cylinder, these are grouped object. You might be thinking, what is a grouped object? Basically, this particular object is already a group. It's made, means these are individual pieces in NURBS. Say this is a single piece, this is a single piece, means it is a different pieces. This is a different piece, right? Whereas in polygon cube, it is not like that. Polygon cube is it's a one single object, where here NURBS cube is a multiple object. Okay, so to select this group, what you have to do, let's say after you created the surface or NURBS cube, to select this, select any one object of this particular group, anyone, either any one you can select, and press up arrow key. You have arrow keys, right? left, right, up, up and down. Select up arrow key. You have to select any one object and press up arrow key. Once you press up arrow key, the entire group is going to select. Got it? So now what I'm going to do, I'm selecting the entire group, means entire cube group. Control D. Control D is I duplicated this. From here, I'm lifting this and I'm keeping this bit back. Now I do Shift D. So what happened now? What did we create? A staircase, right? This is a staircase, steps. So what if, okay, I'm selecting everything, press up arrow, entire group is selected, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm selecting this now. Okay, F, see here, F is the right, F is for focus. Assume you are somewhere, it is like this, and press F. Automatically, you'll get focus to the object. Select this particular object. Now Control D, and I'm going to lift it to the back, and I'm going to rotate, E for rotation, and I'm just rotating it like this. Okay. It is something like this. Somewhere here. So now, just give me a minute. Okay, I duplicated this and I lifted to, in y-axis, and I did rotate it. When I do Shift D, that is duplicate special, you get a curved staircase. You get a curved staircase, right? Like this. So this is how you can, this is the difference between duplicate and duplicate special. And I'm selecting a sphere here. Then what I do, I Control D, that is I'm doing duplicate and I'm moving it here. I'm making it a bit smaller. Then duplicate special, Control Shift D. See, Shift D. Even it works with translate, rotate, scale, everything. Now there are multiple objects, right? I'm selecting everything. Control G is for, Control G is group. Okay, Control G for group. Let me just show you that. I am selecting everything like this, Control G. When I do Control G, item grouped successfully. That is, all these objects are grouped. So now this, I'm selecting the entire group. Now I click outside. Then when I select again, I'm selecting individual object, but I'm not able to select the group. To select the group, what you have to do? Can anyone tell me? Anyone tell me what we have to do?
Control G.
What? Control G is group. Already I have done a group, right? I pressed Control G. Now this is already grouped. Again, one more time, you don't have to group it. You have to press up arrow. Once the objects are grouped, you have to press up arrow to select the group. Okay. So now, what I'm doing is, I duplicate this. I lift this up and I'm going to rotate in this particular axis, then Shift D. This looks like a DNA. See? That too a stylized. See? Right? So very simple way now. I'm going to create something very quick, something really good. I'm selecting, okay. So there's one thing, when I click on object, automatically I get one cube here. So R for scale, I'm making it quite bigger, and I'm placing it something like this up to here, and a bit lengthy like this. And I'm gonna place on top of the grid. Then I select this particular piece and I'm gonna delete it. I do have something like this. Then what I do, I press 4, I go to wireframe mode, I select again one cube, and my cube is here. What I do is I make it, this in this axis. I scale it like this, and I'm scaling it like this. But in something like this, and up to here like this. Okay. Then after this, I create one more cube like this, like this, like this, here, like this. And I duplicate this, and I'm gonna lift up to here and here. So I'm in side view, side view, wireframe, Shift D. I'm selecting this, press up arrow, and I'm duplicating this over here. So I'll go to perspective. Let's say, for example, if I take the top out, it do look like this. See? I can make it something like this. I place it here. I select this. Okay. For multiple selection, you should hold Shift. Okay. Control for deselection. So let's say this is something like a stage. People can perform on this particular stage, or it's an auditorium kind of stuff, open auditorium. This is something like an open auditorium. People are sitting, we can do all that. Okay. To here, select this. Okay, like this, an open auditorium. So let's say, for example, how do I render this? As I told you, there is a rendering key here. There's an I button is there, right next to this. Click, this will get rendered. Okay, by default, it shows in Arnold, choose this to click here, make it Maya software and render. You get to see what it is. Okay. So I want you all to just, practice things, see what are the elements are there or what you can create. Okay. It's like this. For example, if you render in Maya software, you'll get to see things. Okay. So in the next class, I'll show you how to create some other stuffs and all. Let's say we'll create individual props. We will create one auditorium or we'll create one exterior tomorrow in the next session. Okay. I want you all to practice this. Any doubts up to here? Everyone?
No, sir.
Okay, guys, great. I'll upload this video. Just practice this. Just pick all this, 3D objects and see what you can do. Just explore, okay, in this session. Okay. Bye then. Have a great weekend. Make
Every question is
make sure you practice these things. Okay. Bye. Take care.